Hi, my name is Jenny McMurdo, and I am currently a shepherd at Lees Valley Station. I am originally a city girl. I grew up in the heart of Auckland. So I started my vet nursing studies, and while I was vet nursing, I came out here in my holidays and casually did work out here and ended up getting a heading dog, which I just loved training and was just so awesome. I ended up got another couple dogs and just got right involved, and I loved the lifestyle and chose to stick to farming in Lees Valley. They offered me a full-time job out here. The valley here is American owned, so they've titled me as a ranch hand. So we are 62,000 acres, we have 12,000 sheep, we've got 1,500 head of cattle and 900 deer. And we have 50 dogs altogether between all of us shepherds. So there's quite a number, isn't there?
It's of our calves that we have weaned 2 weeks ago. So I'm taking them into the yards and they are going on the truck tomorrow and they're going to our finishing block.
I think they really enjoy having me in here as a vet nurse. I get all the animal questions and generally I get asked if something is wrong, asked to come have a look at their dog and does it need to see a vet, and we are probably about 30 k's away from a vet clinic. You've got to do the job, so you do it, and if something happens then we just make do and get out to the vets as soon as possible. So a well-trained dog has definitely gone up. A good heading dog for us here in Lees Valley Station would probably be worth anywhere between $5,000 to $8,000, and a huntaway would probably be about $3,000 to $6,000. So myself, I have 4 dogs. I've got 3 heading dogs, Minnie, Doug and Cosmo, and I have a huntaway called Gus. The blokes, they just love their dogs, and you see, especially with the young dogs, the boys they'll put them out and away they go around a mob, or they'll do something really good and the pup gets back to the guys and you catch them off guard and they're giving them a big scratch like, good boy, you've done a good job. You're a beast. We are very, very fond of making sure our dogs are very well looked after, because they are the ones that do all the work for us. Realistically, we would not be able to do our job here in Lees Valley Station without our dogs. So on the hill for the boys, the dogs could probably travel between 20 to 50 k's a day. On the flat for me is a lot of dog power behind the mobs pushing, so the huntaway is used for his bark, and he could probably be barking up to 2 to 3 hours. George and I, all of the shepherds out here, we take all of our dogs to work. Pad sores and lameness is quite predominantly, I see it in heading dogs. The pad sores, they're just running for miles around the hills or on the flat, and they go hard or they go home. They're running, they give everything they can in a run, and they will run their pads out, is what I call it. So for that, we generally, the vets, they just wrap it up or cage rest. So we have, I use Manuka honey or Tetravet, which is like an antibiotic spray, and that works really well, and we keep them off their foot till it's fully healed. Most commonly, the injury that we see in our working dogs is sore leg, like got in the way of a cattle beast. And I've had a couple of heading dogs that have come in too hot and have been kicked by a cow. And the second, probably biggest between all of us shepherds in here, would have to be young dog or even an older dog in the summer days be run over by a vehicle due to dogs seeking shelter under the vehicle. 2 months ago, I actually ran over my young heading dog, and it's probably one of the worst feelings that you could ever imagine, with young dogs just learning to be around the trucks and running with the other dogs and still being quite playful. He just ran straight under the tyre and ran him over. So I quickly chucked him in the back seat, raced out to the local vet clinic, and very luckily he had no broken bones, but had a punctured lung, and he made a massive improvement overnight, and within a week he was back to normal. If we have a vet come out for a large animal situation, so if they're coming out to dehorn or look at some cattle or look at some sheep, and we've got a dog in here that might have hurt itself, then we'll quickly snap the vet up that's out here so we don't have to go out. 9 times out of 10 we go out the front, is what we call it, to the vet clinic. So we drive out on the valley road. It is very important for our dogs to be able to function in here. The other workers in here, the shepherds, we would not be able to do our job without our dogs. Even Teddy, my wee Jack Russell, he helps. If my Huntaway gets tired, Teddy will get in behind the cattle and give them a big bark up. That's Teddy. Teddy is probably just about my mainstay. He has been there since day one, since I've been out here. And he barks on command in the yards. He'll get in with the sheep and he'll push them up the race. And when I'm pushing cattle uphill, Ted's just the main star of the act. He'll get right in behind the cattle, and especially if so we call it if the animals get sticky, so they're kind of used to the dog and get a bit sticky and don't want to move. You get Teddy out and they're like, whoa, what is this thing? And just take off. So he is so handy. I call him the wee handy Huntaway. We do work very hard, and like I've said, that it is, we would not be able to do our job without our dogs. And sometimes that means that we do push ourselves and we push our dogs to the limit. And, just knowing that, a working dog is a working dog. We don't have pet dogs. And out here, I would really like to feel like we do look after our dogs, and we make sure that if they are tired, then we will give them a day off the next day, let them out and, let them rest up. Yeah, so we're always trying to benefit our dogs and make sure we're doing what we can to support them and make sure that they're looked after.
That was me and Cosmo's wee hill muster. That was our last job of the day. They are in their fresh new paddock now. Okay, Cosmo. This is Cosmo. He's my oldest heading dog that I've had for probably about 3 years now. So that's him. Hey Cosmo, good boy. Good job.
At the end of the day, you've had a big day and you see your dogs, they're happy to jump up in their kennel and get to bed and have their dinner, and just, some days, you wake up and you're so happy and might have a wee tear because I'm so happy. If I'm coming home from work and I've had a really good day, you feel very overwhelmed and very thankful that sometimes you just feel like crying because you're so happy.